It has been a great year, better than I could ever expect. We made a lot of progress on a lot of things.
When you and I were last down here, you were taking graffiti off the rocks. I don't see nearly as much graffiti. I don't see any.
Any graffiti. Yeah, our goal was if we can clean it up, and we talked about it, you and I, last year, with just, wonderful people coming out with their families up on the Heritage Trail.
Yeah.
If we could make it more inviting to them, get that really good element in here to drive the bad element out. That was, no matter what kind of law enforcement, what kind of community you live in, get the good element in, and good usually wins. And so by cleaning it up, making it beautiful again, getting rid of the graffiti, the garbage, seeing families come down here now, and people that would come down to, not necessarily do the right things, when they see families and children and people having a good time, it discourages them and it keeps that element out.
We had that very discussion right here last year, right about this time.
Yes.
And boy, to see what's happened in just the course of a year, this is just what you envisioned.
Yeah, and it's like this from, I started last year, my goal was I'm going to go all the way to the mountains. I'm starting at City Docks, that's where the city started, and I'm going to go foot by foot if I have to, and just move out across all of our properties. And this is just a small portion of it, but this is what's most noticeable to the citizens. And when they see this being cleaned up, they understand, a little bit more about what I do. I could have started in reverse and started out by the Blue Ridge Mountains, but then citizens in Fredericksburg are like, we have a watershed manager. What does he do? And, and then I'm doing all this out in Fauquier and Culpeper. No, you got to start where the city was founded and where it started, and work out, and it's really working well.
Well, and I see people are picking up trash. They use those picker-upper things and are picking up trash on the trail. They're picking up trash. Ficklin Island's a different place.
Ficklin Island, and that's another good point. We're pushing. We're going to bring in specialists. They're going to look at what's indigenous, what's invasive. We're going to extend, it's the Face the River program. If you've seen that all along Sophia Street, where there was a green wall, and people downtown didn't even know the river was there because of that green wall. So Face the River project uses the herbicides to get the invasive species down, and then they trim the trees up. So you have that beautiful viewscape. And they've agreed to move up. It starts all along Sophia Street and then ended at Old Mill Park. They've agreed to come in and do that to Ficklin Island. My next year's goal, I want it to be a park. It is beautiful. We discussed this last year. It's one of the most, I've seen all the river. From the confluence. Confluence is a close second place to that scenic beauty down at Ficklin Island, and it's very historical. John Smith was there, Pocahontas. The whole region is all along here. The history, the city is all here because of the river, and I want people in, and I want to make the things that are here and available even better for citizens.
Boy, and you make that into a park. You bring more people in, and they appreciate the river and what it means more if you spend some time here. Yeah.
All along here, just to come down, you can see it's peaceful, it's beautiful, it's free, and there's so much history. You could go downtown to one of the merchants and just buy a local Fredericksburg history book. Come sit down here, listen to the river, read about the history, because there's hundreds of books, just what happened within the city limits and the surrounding counties.
Just a few weeks ago, we were out on the river, you and I, in Stafford, and I was watching you put up mile markers. That's going to be a big thing.
Yes, that was a chore. Stafford's Swiftwater Rescue team, headed up by Lieutenant John Henson. You met him. wonderful man. We have the same vision to keep people that are using the river, keeping them safe. And the Friends of the Rappahannock has the Water Trail Guide, which is a wonderful book.
Yeah.
Shows the mile markers. There was nothing on the river that corresponds to that book. So I met with John. Originally, the meeting was just to get improve the access roads that we already have on City of Fredericksburg property all through Stafford. And then within 5 minutes of that meeting, we agreed, let's put up mile marker signs. And probably a month after that meeting, that's when we started installing them. 90 miles of waterfront. And the way Stafford did it, they actually started in Fauquier with their permission, to let them know what we were doing. And then, of course, my permission to come through our property in Fauquier, Stafford. And now, with those signs in place, Culpeper citizens, Orange County citizens, Spotsylvania, Fauquier, Stafford, all will be able to see those signs. So hopefully the $160,000 in water rescues, which was an estimate, if we can get that down below $100,000, that's just in Stafford. You have to consider Spotsy, Orange, Culpeper, and Fauquier, and Fredericksburg running water rescues. If we can get all those down, that money can go to something good. More fire prevention programs. I'm very excited about that. See what happens with that. I'm looking for good things to come out of that project.
Job well done. I mean, it's all coming together, and it's your enthusiasm and dedication. It plays a big part in all this.
Thank you. But also, all of this goes unnoticed without individuals like you, Ted. And every time I see you, I want to tell you, and I don't want you to edit this out, I appreciate what you do for the community. You come out, you ask to come out to get a good story, so the public knows, and that's the biggest thing. I could do anything without your support. It would never go anywhere. So I want to thank you so much, Ted.
It's my pleasure, and I won't edit it out.
Okay, good.
It's been a challenging year. I mean, we deal this year. I mean, we've dealt this year with all kinds of rain and hurricanes and things like that.
Yes.
Some years, I know that the river can be dry as a bone. I mean, you never know.
Yes.
That's how fragile it is.
It is very fragile. I keep talking about the history, but Fredericksburg is here because of that river. When Jamestown was founded, they didn't say, let's go hike through briars and poison ivy for 150 miles and find a field, and we'll call it Fredericksburg. They came up, and where the rocks, where they couldn't get their boats up any further, just west of City Docks, that's where Fredericksburg, that's why Fredericksburg is here. And then you have Stafford based on a historic Falmouth Port, Spotsylvania, Governor Spotswood, Spotsy Furnace Road. That is where his iron ore was shipped down this river to be exported from City Docks. There's so much history. We're here because of this river. And I sent you that picture this morning. That was from 2002. And it is a scary picture. Cities, mega cities, are running out of water. We are blessed to have this river. And I hope, I don't want you to edit out two things. And if you can insert that picture that I sent you.
Yeah, we are.
Because it's scary, because that can happen. And a picture is worth 1,000 words. And in this case, if we lose this river, it's worth over 500,000 lives. Where are we going to get the water?
Yeah.
We have to respect it. We have to keep it clean. I have to continue to protect the watershed to keep those pollutants from going in to, this is our life source for Stafford, Spotsy, Fredericksburg, Essex County, Caroline County, all the way down to the bay. This is it. We lose this. How long can you just ship in bottled water? It's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, when that happens, it's bad. So I love it. We've made good progress. In the time we've been out here, excellent progress. And we're going to continue.
Well, I can't wait to get together with you in the spring, and we'll talk about
Yeah.
some of your plans for the spring.
Spring, hopefully, like we were talking about with the Ficklin Park, and I want it to be, it's Ficklin Island, but gateway to the Watershed Park, where people can come in and see what we've done and know that we've got 90 miles of waterfront. Come out, leave no trace. It's free. Come out and enjoy it.
Well, again, job well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted.